Hey guys, so today I'm gonna show you how I feed my starter plants, my pepper plants. They're still technically called seedlings because they're inside, but once they make it outside, they are officially called starts after the process of being hardened off. I'll talk about that later, but these are the pepper babies as of today. What's today's date? Let me see. March 26, 2024. These seeds were started in a paper towel or in the paper towel method in December around the 26th of 2023. I have a whole video of how I started my pepper seeds, the process of potting them up, and all of that good stuff. Today's video is going to be focused on my feeding of my nutrients that I feed my plants, how I fertilize them, what I fertilize them with, and why I use this product. But before we get to that, I just wanted to show you guys what the soil looks like when a plant needs to be watered. Well, a start or a seedling. So you see the one in my right hand is very light and the other one is darker, the soil. So the darker one has about maybe 2 days before I need to water it, and then the one that's lighter definitely needs to be watered. You will feel, the weight of the plant. If it feels super light, it definitely doesn't have enough water in there. Even though it looks healthy, it just needs its water. And I will also show you guys how I bottom water and tell you guys why I do this. So I use trays like this. I'll have the links to pretty much what I use for my seed starting setup, my seed starting supplies, etc. in the description box. But I use these trays to bottom water. I use a 1 gallon jug. You can use a water bottle, whatever you have, so long as it's 1 gallon. And I use hydroponics nutrient solution to feed my plants. This is the same nutrient solution that I use for my hydroponics garden in my basement. It is a pump-free hydroponics setup. It's a Kratky method, so I don't use any pumps, but this is pretty much what I use to feed my plants in the basement, and I decided to use it to feed my starts this year. And so far so good. I usually use the fish fertilizer, but it has such a very strong fishy smell and it just smells really bad in the house, so this was the better option for me. It's also more affordable because I'm able to get all three for about $28 to $30, whereas the fish fertilizer, it's up to $20 for one bottle. I don't know if the price has changed, but that's what it was, okay? And I buy a lot of my nutrients and supplies in the off season, meaning towards the end of summer, when you're starting to head into Halloween. That's when pretty much everyone stops gardening and all the supplies go on sale, just so you know. All right, to feed my plants, I do in the beginning, so when the seedling sprouts, it will have those two little baby leaves. I do not feed at that point. I will wait until the seedling grows its first set of true leaves. And once they're the size of like a dime or bigger, I will start feeding them using only 1 teaspoon per gallon of the green formula for at least, I would say, the first month. And after that, I will start giving it 1.5 teaspoons per gallon for another 2 to 3 weeks. And then once the plant starts getting bigger, I will up it to 2.5 teaspoons, and so on. At 2 months, I will be using 3 teaspoons of the green formula, 2 teaspoons of the dark red, almost purple formula, and 2 teaspoons of the bright pink formula. The reason why I'm mentioning just the colors is because I don't want you to get too confused by the numbers on the bottles, which they are very, very important. Those are the NPK values, your nitrogen, your phosphorus, and your potash. That's what those numbers mean. And you want those numbers to be somewhat close in, like close, like 3, 2, 1 or 5, 3, 6, something like that. So right now I'm at, I believe, a 7, 6, 7 with my feeding at this point in time because these seedlings are way past 3 months old. They're getting ready to go into the garden in about 5 to 6 weeks. So they have to get more nutrient than when they first started growing. Okay. And I also add mosquito dunks, that little donut shaped thing you saw. That is mosquito dunks. That is a preventative measure that I use to keep fungus gnat larvae from developing into fungus gnats. Even though I use sand on top of my starts, this alone helps cut out almost 90% of fungus gnat laying activity, egg laying activity on my plants. But if for whatever reason a female fungus gnat is able to get through, I water my plants with this water that has the BT mosquito dunk in it, because basically it is a biologic. So the bacteria that is in this mosquito dunk is released into the water, and then when you water your plant absorbs the water. It goes around the root system, and that's where the fungus gnat larva will be, chewing up all your beautiful roots. And once it consumes the roots, the bacteria that is in the mosquito dunks crystallizes the inside of the fungus gnat, pretty much getting rid of it. Okay, so just in case a fungus gnat is able to lay her eggs on my plants and it turns into larvae and they get down in there, once they try to chew on my plant's roots, they will consume that biologic BT water, moisture, bacteria that's in there, and they will pretty much be gone. Okay, so that's what that is. I'll have all the information and links to everything in the description box for you guys. I'll also try to put it in the comment section for you. Okay, so again, in the beginning, once we get the first true leaves, 1 teaspoon per gallon. And yes, you see me use the cap. I did measure it with my teaspoon to see if it was a teaspoon. It is a teaspoon. But yes, 1 teaspoon per gallon, the first set of true leaves. Only when those true leaves have developed, that's when I will start feeding. Nothing before that, because those first baby leaves are not true leaves. That's what actually feeds the plant to develop the first true set of leaves. Eventually, those 2 baby leaves will fall off, and that will be that. And you have to provide the nutrient to grow a strong and healthy seedling or start. Okay, and as you could see, I put the water in the bottom of the tray. There's no actual water being poured over the soil. All the water is poured in the tray, and the water and nutrients are absorbed through the holes and the slits, cuts that I made on the bottom of the cups and that are on the bottom of these little cups here. These are my lemongrass starter plants that I did from cuttings. Okay, and the water is absorbed through the bottom, going straight to where it is needed, the root system. Okay, if you want to add some nutrients or water to the leaves, use a spray bottle and spray them. I do spray my plants after I feed them because pepper plants like a tropical humid environment. So after I add about 1 cup or 1.5 cup, depending on how much water they need, I will spritz the top with my spray bottle and put the fan on. The fan will give them a little workout, making them stronger and getting them ready to move out into the garden eventually. I had a few people suggest using rice hulls and perlite to top my plants, basically like a mulch, and that's what I do with sand. But I look at the cost. I could get a 50-pound bag of sand for $5 to $6. Perlite gets a small bag for $5 to $6, and rice hulls are more expensive. The whole point of me starting my plants is to save money, to have a bountiful harvest, and to have a beautiful, healthy garden. Okay, but do what is best for you in your garden, and I'll see you guys very soon in another video. Don't forget to like this video and comment down below any questions you may have that I may have not answered. See you very soon in another video. Bye, guys.